right, welcome back and good morning, YouTube. So we are going to talk about the pretty much the pushback that we got when Dogecoin hit around 9 cents. And we're also going to talk about what happens when we cross that threshold. So first, I'm just going to zoom in here, get a better look at these candles. So first, we talked about this earlier, which was breaking above this previous rejection here. And so now we are retesting the rejection before that. So technically, if you look at a chart, it'll technically flip, right? Your support will become resistance, your resistance will become support. So technically, if you're going down, if you take the chart and you flip those levels upside down on the way back up, that's typically how you can kind of find a good amount of your zones to get an idea of where capital is going to enter and where capital is going to leave. So if we are pretty much backtracing the previous cycle to this liquidity zone, this would explain the pushback that we're getting right here. So if you can see this cross at the crosshairs here, you can see where we're roughly at right now. This is around the 934. This is where we were kind of getting some of this pushback right before you get to that range. It doesn't have to be exactly like if it's rejection at 932, it doesn't have to get exactly 932 before you start seeing some sales come in. It can certainly be before, and that could be for a number of reasons. Especially if it's like in a stock market, you can say it's like puts or shorts coming in, traders getting ready to sell. Not so much shorts. I just checked. I'll probably take a look at them in this video, but right now you can probably say traders are getting a little bit fearful, but overall, they're just maintaining. This run is still very strong here, and it's not like a significant sell-off. We're talking about like 0.2 of a penny. So this is nothing to be concerned about or like damaging to this current trend. So overall, this is going to be the very important level here. And what we're looking at here is kind of filling a bowl. And I want to take we're going to take a look at a different chart here to give you a better idea. But technically, if you have like a previous test at a certain level and you create like a trough, you have some retest in there, or some peaks and valleys in there. But ultimately, what you're looking to do is kind of fill that bowl on the other side. And that opens up the window to the next cycle. And that's technically what we're doing here. This will be very important to this level of the bowl. And obviously the next level will be at around that mid 10 range here. But right now, this is going to be our next giant to slay, right? So initially it was this one at around the 830 mark. That giant got stumped out. And then it was around like the 850 mark. That one got killed yesterday. And so this is the new giant here. So Dogecoin has plenty of stones. The crypto market is doing well overall. So it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. But I want to talk about what happens here, because once you start filling these bowls, it opens you up and you can start take a look at some of the macros on the previous zones to kind of see where that liquidity comes from. And this is how you can kind of get above like the 10 cent. You see like, okay, well, this opens up the like kind of like when I was saying, it opens up when we're at 6, I can say, okay, this opens up the range to 8 and this opens up the range to 10. So once we start retesting some of these higher levels, that's opening up the range to around 11 cent. And this bowl here, because these are gaps. Now I'm going to go back over here. I am happy with the way this is trending, because I do like the stair steps better than the big candles. But the fact of the matter is, on the downside, when we were descending, it was a lot of gaps. We're filling some gaps on the previous uptrend. So on their way down, we've had some gap down. So we can possibly see some of that explosive action once we get above the 9 cent range and starting the double digits. Typically, that's when we start to see a rush of liquidity come in. And you can possibly see that play out again, where you have some explosive action to the top side. And that's what opens up the door to those runs to like the historic 12 and 15 cent. Those are going to be very crucial when we're looking at what happens when we finish these bulls. So I'm going to switch over to a different chart to give you guys a better idea. So this is on CoinMarketCap. Everyone has access to this. This is going to be free, but this is looking at it on a year. So year to date. So this is what I meant by as far as for finding like that price action and seeing, okay, where are these bulls at? And as you kind of slay like the giants, as I was saying, when on the toward the bottom part of the bowl here, you'll eventually reach an equilibrium where you fill the bowl all the way across, and then that zone is somewhat what you would call tapered off, and then you're able to project, basically zoom out and look at some of the previous tests on those higher numbers. Like kind of like what I just did, but I wanted to show you this because this emphasizes the bowl a little bit better than on TradingView. So this is kind of like where we are going to get some of the rejections from, which is around like the mid-9 ranges. But if you look here on the year to date, if you're looking at, okay, what do we need to do to close off that previous downtrend over the last year? And that's going to be at around that 10-15 mark roughly. So we are relatively close here. We have the 9s. Typically, this is where we're going to get the pushback. And that's also kind of going to be very important to see if we're going to get some pushback from shorts as well. As of right now, we'll take a look here before I close the video out. But when I check, shorts are pretty dormant. So this is mostly just price action, kind of seeing how things are going to play out. But nothing significant has been happening for sell-offs with shorts. So we are in great shape. Let's see, 9.6. Yeah, 9.6. I see 0.096 is going to be our biggest because we have 2 rejections here back in April and January of the last year. So we've attempted this mark even after the initial descent twice. So we're coming up for, third time's the charm, right? So that's kind of what we're going to be looking for. Those 9 ranges, those mid-9 ranges, once we break into that, that's what's going to open that lid and so we can give us the viewpoint where we can start looking at some of those higher levels. And that's what opens up that next run, because that next range, technically, once we get into those double digits, that run range is going to be anywhere from around 11 to about 15 cents. So that's what's going to open up that range here. Was what we're looking at. So once we close off this lid, that's what brings it into play. So I'm going to switch back to TradingView. We're going to take a look here at the shorts just to see what they're doing. Okay, should be back on TradingView now. Let's see. And shorts are up, but nothing significant. Like literally, they're pretty much flatlined. Nothing crazy here. And even if they do come in, they leave immediately. Nothing like compared to some of the huge spikes that we were seeing over the last year. So like I said, we'll keep an eye on this, but I don't suspect that they'll come in until we start getting in double digits or there's a huge catalyst, because a lot of the talk was that a lot of those shorts are tied to Elon, whether or not he says something. So now that this is more of an organic pump, we'll see how shorts respond versus when Elon says something. So if they respond less based off of, necessarily not Elon like tweeting something, then we can kind of give that some meat and say, okay, well, there may be some truth to that. But that'll be TBD as for now. But yeah, the shorts are pretty flat. So we'll see how this natural trading plays out and see where we consolidate at. But ultimately, that is going to be what's next up, is breaking through that 9 cent range. And that opens up that next run range, which is going to be really, really fun, because this is kind of like what people are experiencing now with Bitcoin chopping away at the 40,000 range. So while it's chugging away toward 50, that'll be the next range. And the range after that, of course, that opens up that gap to 20 cent, which is, well, I guess we'll save that for another video. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Let me know if you're keeping track, or if you're waiting on, if you think we're going to fill this bull this week, if Bitcoin is able to secure some stability around the mid 40 range. So Let me know what you guys are thinking, and I will see you guys in the next video.